What truly sparks a successful venture? The kind that doesn't just survive, but actually thrives and leaves a mark. Is it like a grand vision, this almost transcendent why, a purpose driving every single decision, a belief system that really pulls customers and employees together? Or is it maybe something more immediate, more tangible, like a brilliant, a product, a service, meticulously crafted, solving a clear problem really, really well? Okay, let's unpack this because, it's fascinating, isn't it? In today's deep dive, we are plunging headfirst into one of the, I think, most fundamental debates in entrepreneurship. Start with why versus start with what. Now, you've probably heard of Simon Sinek's argument, right? The whole purpose-driven thing.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
He argues great companies, they don't just sell stuff, they sell belief, a cause. For Sinek, what you do is just the proof. It's the evidence of your why. But what if the truth, or at least what our sources seem to suggest, is a little more, complex? Maybe more pragmatic.
Right.
What if many incredibly successful businesses actually kick off with a simple but really effective what? A great product, a service that just nails the market fit. And maybe that inspiring why comes later, like a story they figure out afterwards.
Indeed. And this isn't just, theory for theory's sake. It really challenges how we think about strategy, about innovation, about leadership itself. So we'll be digging into whether that big transcendent why is truly essential right from the start for every single lasting business. Or if maybe the initial spark and often the key to staying successful comes from a relentless, almost obsessive focus on a clear what, that tangible thing, the product, the solution, that market fit you mentioned.
Yeah.
Which really makes you ask, what's truly more foundational, the abstract purpose or the concrete solution? And we'll see evidence suggesting that focusing hard on product market fit, that what often gives a stronger start than a big abstract why, especially in the early days.
Okay. So our mission today, sift through these sources, really illuminate both sides. We're looking for evidence of that deep guiding purpose, but also for those clear examples of pragmatic what's driven action.
Right.
And maybe, just maybe, figure out how these two seemingly opposite ideas actually, work together, how they might intertwine.
Right.
We really want you, listening in, to walk away with a richer understanding of how this all plays out so you can spot it in the businesses you see every day.
The start with why philosophy purpose is the guiding principle.
All right, let's kick things off then. Let's step right into the start with why camp. At its heart, this idea, this philosophy, it suggests that the really great companies, the ones that last, they aren't just selling you something.
No.
They're selling belief. They're selling a cause, a reason to actually care about them. They're the products, the services that just becomes the tangible proof, right?
Yep.
The living evidence of their deeper why. And as we look at our sources, this perspective, it really jumps out in several places. Sometimes it's even framed as like moral duty for business.
It is fascinating, isn't it? How often this why is presented as something really deep, almost intrinsic to the company's soul, you could say. It goes way beyond just making a profit. Peter Drucker, for instance, he makes an exceptionally strong case here.
Ah, Drucker.
He argues pretty definitively, free enterprise cannot be justified as being good for business. It can be justified only as being good for society.
Wow. Okay, stop right there. That's a big statement.
It is. It's not just philosophy. It completely elevates the conversation, doesn't it?
It really does. It takes it beyond just profit.
Exactly. It forces us to see a company not just as, an economic machine, but as part of society. It makes you think about its real contribution as larger purpose.
That's such a powerful frame from Drucker. It suggests this isn't just like PR or some surface-level corporate responsibility thing.
No, not at all.
It's about the fundamental reason a business should even exist. This societal why, he's saying, dictates the ethics, the ultimate value it brings, purpose first. It's like he's challenging every business. If you're not serving society, what is your real why?
Right. It forces that deeper question beyond the balance sheet. What's your reason for being here? How do you actually contribute?
And that why then becomes the compass, right?
Yeah.
For strategy, for everything.
Precisely. A company rooted in that kind of societal why will just make different choices. Not just what they make, but how they make it, who they serve, even the kind of culture they build.
Yeah, like a company focused on community health versus one just maximizing short-term profit.
Yeah.
They'd approach R&D totally differently.
Totally differently. The why filters every single decision, keeps them aligned.
And it's interesting, this why isn't always about these huge societal goals. Sometimes it's rooted much closer, right, in, customer needs, often overlooked needs.
Theodore Levitt. Marketing myopia.
Exactly, a classic. It shows how understanding the customer's real motivation just changes everything.
It does. Marketing myopia basically warns businesses, don't get obsessed with your product, your what. Instead, you need to understand the deeper customer need, their why, that you're actually serving.
Avoid that tunnel vision on what you currently sell. See the bigger picture.
Absolutely. Levitt's core idea, it's revolutionary because it's so simple. An industry begins with the customer and his and her needs, not with a patent, a raw material, or a selling skill. And then he says the industry develops backwards, first concerning itself with the physical delivery of customer satisfactions.
Backwards. I like that. It flips the whole script.
It does. Instead of asking, what cool thing can we make, it asks, what problem does the customer have that we can solve?
Right.
So that what, your product, becomes the answer to the customer's why for buying it, not the starting point itself.
That distinction really makes you pause, doesn't it? And here's where it gets concrete. The classic example. The drill bit.
Yes.
You don't buy a quarter-inch drill because you, want a drill. You buy it because you want a quarter-inch hole.
Exactly. The why is the outcome, the whole, the desired result.
The drill is just the what that gets you there.
Yeah.
And that perspective, it completely shifts focus from your company's stuff, its features, to the customer's need. Their purpose becomes paramount.
Fulfilling a desire, delivering satisfaction, that's the real why behind the purchase.
Okay, so if we connect this customer-focused why to strategy, you can see how it could lead to totally new markets, right?
Absolutely. Which brings us neatly to blue ocean strategy.
Right. Creating new space instead of fighting in the red, bloody ocean of competition.
Exactly. It's all about creating innovative value to unlock new demand, not just stealing market share. And it challenges leaders to see that structure and market boundaries exist only in managers' minds.
Meaning you can redraw them. If you focus on unmet needs, create new value.
Precisely.
The comic relief example is fantastic here. Red Nose Day in the UK.
Oh, brilliant example.
Think about it. Traditional charities for ages used, well, pretty somber stuff, right?
Yeah.
Shocking images, trying to make you feel pity or guilt.
Yeah. The sort of sad music and appeals.
Comic Relief looked at that and just eliminated pity and guilt as their main tool.
Which was radical.
Totally. Their why was still raising money, changing the world, but they completely redefined their whole approach.
They made it about doing something funny for money to change the world.
It was a clear why that totally reshaped the how and the what.
Fun, communal, joyful.
Exactly. It created this festive vibe, pulled in tons of people who might have ignored the old style appeals.
A completely new value proposition. A true blue ocean in fundraising.
It just shows how a clear purpose, executed boldly, can remake an entire industry.
It really highlights that blue ocean isn't just competing better. It's imagining a different future and building towards it. The why there was so strong, it changed everything. The what fundraising, the how, the tone, the experience. Very innovative.
It's visionary leadership, really. Purpose driving every creative choice. And beyond strategy, beyond customers, a clear why has this huge impact internally, right? On culture, on leadership.
Absolutely massive. It's about getting everyone on the same page, pulling in the same direction with a shared purpose.
It's more than just a mission statement on the wall.
Oh, much more. When it's real, it's like an emotional anchor. It provides that intrinsic motivation that goes beyond just your job description.
You feel part of something bigger.
Exactly. Look at the blue ocean leadership idea. It stresses engaging people directly in defining the leadership practices they need.
Okay.
By connecting those practices to the market realities against which they need to perform, it makes employees highly motivated.
Because they have ownership, right? They help build it.
Precisely. And it's tied to the bigger purpose. Daniel Goleman's research backs this up too, showing a division's clear vision and commitment to new goals boosted performance significantly.
So that clear shared why acts like an engine for engagement and performance.
Definitely.
We saw this play out so publicly with Satya Nadella at Microsoft. Remember the big flashy Windows launches?
Oh yeah, the visual extravaganzas,
Yeah.
lighting up the Sydney Opera House, huge events.
Right. But Nadella came in and his team realized that approach just didn't feel right anymore. It didn't fit their new mission, their new culture, their refreshed why, which was more about, humility, learning, empowering others.
Something like that, much more grounded.
So they consciously shifted away from those huge spectacles.
We just-
something more authentic.
It shows how that why becomes a filter, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For big decisions, small actions.
Right.
Reinforces identity, motivates people, genuinely.
Yeah. And it works on a personal level, too. For founders, for leaders, their own individual why can be the engine.
Hugely powerful. Think about Steve Jobs.
Of course.
His ego, his personal drives. They led him to seek fulfillment by creating a legacy that would awe people. Building innovative products, building a lasting company. That was his deep why.
And you saw it in his passion, right? His disdain for competitors who called the iMac just...
Exactly. It wasn't just bluster. It was a deep, almost spiritual commitment to product integrity, design perfection, driven by his vision. His why went way beyond just sales numbers.
He wanted to make a dent in the universe, as he said.
Right. Through beautiful, user-friendly tech.
And it's not just tech titans. Think of Benjamin Franklin.
Ah, good one.
Young man forming a detailed plan for regulating my future conduct in life.
And he stuck to it.
Pretty faithfully adhered to quite through to old age. That personal why, self-improvement, civic duty, science, it guided his whole incredible life.
Or Condoleezza Rice, pivoting from concert pianist to international politics.
Yeah, because she felt she needed to reach her personal potential and make a different kind of impact.
These examples just show how that deep personal sense of purpose provides the drive, the clarity, the resilience you need to build something significant, whatever it is.
And Drucker brings it back to the enterprise level, doesn't he? With that simple but profound question.
What is right for the enterprise?
He says asking it doesn't guarantee the right decision.
But failure to ask the question virtually guarantees the wrong decision. Powerful stuff.
It's like the ultimate why check before any what decision. Forces you to think about the bigger picture, the long-term health, the core purpose.
It sets the stage for everything else.
Yeah.
Keeps you aligned with your true north.
The start with what, philosophy, product, and pragmatism first.
Okay, wow. That is a really compelling case for start with why. Purpose is this foundational driving force, shaping society, customers, culture.
It's powerful, no doubt.
But let's shift gears now because there's a whole other perspective here. What if the why isn't this grand thing you start with? What if it sort of emerges or gets figured out because you were so focused on creating an excellent what?
Right, the pragmatic approach.
Many successful entrepreneurs, especially maybe in tech, they'd argue you start with a problem, a product, an opportunity, and you just execute like crazy on that what's.
Precisely. This view suggests that the advantage that really lasts, sustainable competitive advantage, often comes from mastering the what.
A superior product, yeah, or an incredibly efficient process, or a market position that's really hard to attack.
Defense. Exactly. Hamilton Helmer's 7 Powers really digs into this. He says, in strategy, always look to the barrier first.
The barrier. Okay, what does that mean exactly?
It means just being good at operations isn't enough. Having a great mission isn't enough. A business must attain power. And these powers are tangible, structural advantages. Things like network effects.
Like social media, more users make it better for everyone.
Right. Or economies of scale getting cheaper per unit as you grow. Or maybe proprietary tech or a super strong brand. These are real barriers, not just good intentions.
So doing things well isn't the whole story for survival. You need something concrete protecting you. Your product, your service, how you operate has to be so good or so uniquely protected that it creates one of these barriers.
And the sources give us a great, almost cautionary tale here. The IBM PC.
Ah, yeah. Huge success initially.
Absolutely. A breakthrough product, flawless execution, amazing customer take-up.
Wow.
IBM management was top-notch. But eventually it stumbled because it lacked a strategic power, a real defensible barrier against all the clones that popped up.
They could copy the what without the same R&D pain.
Exactly. Now, contrast that with Intel, who actually made chips for the IBM PC.
Okay.
Intel's lucrative microprocessor business did have power, proprietary tech, massive scale in manufacturing, huge barriers.
While their other businesses maybe didn't.
Right. Their failed memory business didn't have that power, even though both had the same unexcelled leadership and management, technical depth, manufacturing prowess.
Wow. So same great people, same skills, but different outcomes based on the defensibility of the what.
Precisely. It shows a fantastic product.
Yeah.
Great execution can get you started, even give you huge growth. But long-term survival, lasting profit, that hinges on those defensible barriers, those tangible aspects, not just the mission.
The what itself defines the staying power. And sometimes that what isn't even revolutionary, is it? It's about making something existing better.
Or targeting existing customers more effectively, finding that product market fit and just keep iterating. very grounded.
Peter Thiel, in 0 to 1, has some sharp advice here.
He does. He warns, don't try to create a new market prematurely.
Interesting. So don't leap into the unknown why too soon.
Yeah. Instead, he suggests, build your company by improving on recognizable products already offered by successful competitors.
Make a better version of something people already get.
Right. And crucially, he says, focus on product, not sales. Technology is primarily about product development, not distribution.
Product. The what?
Absolutely. Prioritize tangible improvements, a clear path to acceptance. Don't rely on a leap of faith into some grand new why. For Thiel, the product's superiority, its fit with what customers already want, that's paramount. Build a better mousetrap.
You know, that resonates with so many startup stories. Someone just makes a slightly faster, cheaper, easier to use version of something.
Yeah.
Solving a known pain point with a better what? It's refinement, optimization, delivering undeniable value right now.
You don't need a philosophical treatise to know people want faster coffee delivery or a simpler way to manage projects.
It's practical, boots on the ground innovation, driven by seeing what people actually struggle with and fixing it.
Exactly. And some of the most successful executives, in reality, they don't operate with some big formalized why. Their strength is often more intuitive, recognizing concrete opportunities.
Paul Krugman even suggested.
Right. In a country is not a company, he says. Great business executives often seem to do themselves harm when they try to formalize what they do.
Really? Formalizing hurts.
His argument is their success comes from intuition and a willingness to innovate, spotting particular, highly specific opportunities, things a rigid framework might miss.
So being too locked into a why or a theory might actually make you less agile, less able to see and grab the real world what opportunities.
It could. It's about being perceptive, adaptable to the market, not just imposing your vision.
You spot a gap, you see a chance to optimize something, you act. Focus on the tangible.
And if you want a masterclass, then start with what? Look at Elon Musk.
Oh, absolutely. His huge visions are there, but the work.
It's almost always expressed through incredibly demanding, seemingly impossible product and engineering challenges. It's a relentless hands-on focus on the what, building the thing.
The sources have that amazing actuator example.
Fantastic example. Musk challenges an engineer, build this critical part for $5,000. Suppliers want $120,000.
And the engineer
delivers it for $3,900, and it flies into space.
That's insane. That's not abstract purpose. That's laser focus on the tangible. Engineering, efficiency, cost.
Right. Or his note to thin it up a bit for charging station scaffolding, that intense focus on the physical what.
The grand vision is their space, EVs, but the day-to-day is dominated by the what of building, optimizing, refining.
And think about early Amazon, a giant built by mastering fundamental whats.
Like their cash flow.
Exactly. The negative operating cycle. Genius. Customers pay with credit cards quickly. Amazon pays book distributors months later.
So customers were basically funding their inventory.
Effectively, yes. Incredible cash flow advantage. That, plus their early single warehouse and inventory approach. These were concrete operational whats, not driven by some abstract why initially, but by solving logistics, providing great service, which then became part of their customer why.
Gave them that uniquely high return on invested capital, let them grow like crazy without tons of external cash. Huge advantage.
Huge. And that mastery of what just kept expanding. Logistics, infrastructure.
AWS, fulfillment by Amazon.
Right. Concrete service offerings, definite whats. They solved internal problems, then offered the solutions as services, became massive businesses themselves.
It shows how mastering those operational whats, the nitty-gritty, creates immense value.
And this idea of systematizing the what is key. Even without a big why beyond profit, successful companies build robust, repeatable systems around that what.
Like McDonald's.
Perfect example. Ray Kroc meticulously tested every possible detail of the business system in the prototype, controlled it to a degree never before possible.
Not about philosophy, but about the how of consistently delivering the what.
That reliable, standardized burger experience, every time, everywhere. Operational excellence, systematized, that was the bedrock. The repeatable what.
And even when you are focused on customer needs, the approach can still be very what-centric, right?
Yeah.
Adapting to their specific changing needs.
Yes. Think about mass customization. From, do you want to keep your customers forever? The idea of a business that efficiently provides individually customized goods and services.
And one-to-one marketing, finding out exactly what each customer wants.
Right. It's an adaptive what? Like individual ink providing published news stories selected to fit the specific, ever-changing interests of each client.
So not a static product or purpose. It's a dynamic focus on delivering a personalized what the news they need now.
Constantly refining the offering based on direct input. The what itself is the core focus.
Nuance and interplay. Is it a false dichotomy?
Okay, what an exploration. We've heard these powerful arguments for start with why, that guiding purpose, and equally strong arguments for start with what that tangible product perfectly executed.
Both sides have really compelling evidence.
So now, the big question as we try to synthesize this, is it really either?
Yeah. Is it a false dichotomy?
Or do these two fundamental approaches, the why and the what, actually, feed each other, strengthen each other, create something better together?
That's a crucial question. Can one truly exist in isolation? Or at least exist successfully for the long haul? Often when you look closely at successful ventures, it's not strictly one or the other. It's a dynamic interplay. The initial spark, sure, it might be a why or a what, but longevity, real impact, that seems to require both.
I really like this idea of an evolving why. It feels realistic.
It does.
You could absolutely start with a killer product, a great what's get traction, get success, and that success then gives you the space, the clarity, maybe even the credibility to articulate or even discover your deeper why.
Exactly. Or flip it. A foundational why might lead you through several attempts at a what until you finally nail the market fit.
Jim Collins found this in his good to great research, didn't he? That the transformations weren't sudden.
Right. It was an organic, cumulative process, not like night and day.
Which implies that the clear why, the purpose, might actually solidify over time, emerging from consistent action, from the success of the what's.
The company kind of learns its purpose as it goes.
But on the flip side,
Right.
we have to remember, even the most inspiring why is just talk without solid execution, without the what's.
So true. Drucker again. Knowledge is useless to executives until it has been translated into deeds.
A vision without execution is just hot air.
Pretty much. A hallucination, as they say.
Yeah.
The product, the service, the operation, the experience, that's the tangible proof. That's what makes the why real.
You can have the noblest mission ever, but if your product stinks or you can't deliver,
that purpose stays unfulfilled, just an idea.
It's the action, the what's, that gives the why substance and impact, grounding it.
Exactly. And conversely, think about those pragmatic what decisions. Are they ever purely pragmatic? Often, if you dig down, they're subtly guided by some underlying value, some bigger objective, an implicit why.
Even when a leader is just focused on what needs to be done right now.
Yeah. Think about Jack Welch at GE, getting rid of businesses that weren't number one or number two.
Okay. Seemed like a ruthless what decision, pure pragmatism.
On the surface, yes. Very focused on the what of competitive ranking, efficiency. Keep this, shed that.
But wasn't that driven by a bigger why for GE? Like a why focused on long-term dominance, shareholder value, overall excellence?
Absolutely. It wasn't random cutting. It was strategic pruning, motivated by a deeper purpose for the company's health and position.
So even hard-nosed what decisions often have an implicit why steering them, providing the framework.
Exactly. A clear why, even if it's unstated, provides that framework. Helps filter opportunities, prioritize, ensure alignment, which connects to that so what's question we often talk about.
Yeah.
It's the bridge, right?
Yeah, connecting the tactical what to its broader meaning.
Right. Understanding what a company does, important. But understanding why that what matters, or why they do it that way, that's where the real insight lies. Like in The Most Important Thing Illuminated, they talk about a good decision being logical, informed, made before the outcome is known.
That sounds like focusing on the what of the decision process itself. Very pragmatic.
It is. But the underlying why for making those good decisions consistently, it's long-term returns, sustainability.
So the quality decision process serves the ultimate why, enduring success.
Precisely.
It really shows they aren't opposites. They're like two sides of the same coin, constantly interacting.
In dynamic harmony, ideally.
And the most powerful, resilient companies, the most impactful projects, they seem to be the ones where the what and the why are both present and perfectly aligned, one strengthening the other.
And the danger zone. The real peril, as our sources show pretty starkly, is when they disconnect.
When the what's the actions, the products, maybe the financial reporting completely detaches from any real, meaningful why.
That's when big problems happen. Catastrophic failures, even.
Enron comes to mind.
Textbook example. Executives reinterpreted contracts just to squeeze out earnings. The what of short-term numbers became everything.
And they chased a what fast profits from water privatization in an industry that was totally wrong for speed, the antithesis of moving fast.
It just shows the danger of focusing only on the what. Immediate financial gains, aggressive growth, without that anchor of a sustainable, ethical, realistic why.
Their financial whats got completely unhooked from any responsible purpose.
It led straight to disaster. A chilling reminder, really.
It is. A ruthless focus on what, without the guiding light of a responsible why, can lead companies completely off the rails. Underscores the need for alignment. Outro? Wow. Okay, what an incredible deep dive into this whole purpose versus pragmatism debate. We've seen such compelling arguments that success often starts with that powerful transcendent why, a mission driving everything.
Creating societal value, customer focus, strong culture.
Yeah. And just as convincingly, we've heard that many enduring businesses begin with that laser focus on the what, delivering an exceptional product, executing ruthlessly, building those defensible barriers through pragmatic action.
It's clear both sides offer really valuable lessons. For anyone in business, really. Startups, big corporations, doesn't matter. And maybe the key takeaway isn't choosing one over the other.
But seeing how they relate.
Exactly. Recognizing their dynamic symbiotic relationship. The why gives the inspiration, the compass, the direction, defines the ultimate value.
While the what provides the tangible proof, the execution makes it real.
Precisely. The what is the proof. The why isn't just a nice idea. They aren't opposing forces. They're complementary, both essential for lasting success.
The why is the vision. The what makes it happen.
Well put.
So as you listening in, think about your own ventures or maybe just the businesses you interact with every day. What stands out to you? Do you notice the guiding purpose first, that why? Or do you see the brilliant solution, the amazing what they deliver? And here's something to really chew on. How might consciously integrating both a compelling why and an exceptional what in whatever you're working on lead to a deeper, more sustainable impact, creating something that not only works but truly lasts and makes a genuine difference?